sent to Israel. Why?
I said defensive weapons. I denied them offensive weapons that they were using.
Yeah.
So
No, dude,
stupid.
you don't understand. You don't understand. Okay. Defensive weapons, as in, like, Israel has a right to defend itself. So obviously, all the weapons that I'm sending to Israel. Because I put the shoes on and I was like, damn, just tied these up.
Oh yeah, no, it's true. They were really loose.
Yeah,
when you gave them
because
to
you're
me.
not supposed to tie them.
Yeah, but then your foot's flopping around in there.
And he's like, Alex said, you tie your shoes like you're getting ready for a car crash.
Well, they wouldn't fall off if I didn't get assassinated. They'd stay firmly on my feet.
It's true.
Isn't that the point of shoes? You want them to stay on your feet?
We went. It is kind of funny because like we've only had like 2 conversations when you're not around, and that's what's it. One was you take too long. You take too long to get ready, and 2, the shoe thing.
I do just have very slender feet. Is the other thing. I got long and thin.
You do take too long to get ready because you're pooing.
I'm
Apparently,
pooing, yeah.
which I thought.
I'm doing a shit.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of pooing, here's Joe Biden.
Taking a shit.
He did a complex interview with Speedy no, it's not Speedy Gonzalez. What is it? Speedy Mormon?
That's a
name? Speedy Mormon.
What?
I'm sorry.
What is that?
It's just some guy. I don't know.
Is he a Mormon?
No, he's not Mormon. His name is Speedy Mormon. I don't think he's Mormon. Anyway.
What is
The
that?
sciences?
I just ask questions. I don't answer. What's going on?
Bro, ain't no way this video got 4.
You know what a science is?
Oh my God. What a banger media op, Chad.
12,000
He got
views.
12,000 views in 4 hours, bro. Oh my God.
The lying fake news media is
Yeah. Oh my God. What an incredible opportunity. We literally have 4x the number of the views just by opening this interview.
I just ask questions. I don't answer.
They're targeting black voters now, or black culture liking voters. No, they're trying to target black voters, but like the reality is he can't go on Charlemagne the God. Last time he went on, he literally said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. And that was when his brain was intact in comparison to where it's at now. Okay. So that's why he went on Complex. You all remember that when he was, when his brain was already mush and he's like, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. He's still gonna, by the way.
What's going on, guys? Speedy here from Complex. It is July 12th, 2024, and we are in Detroit, Michigan right now, just a few months out from the November 2024 presidential election. With that, President Joe Biden has agreed to sit with us for an interview right here on 360. The presumptive Republican nominee and former President Donald Trump has also received an invitation for our show. But until then, here is President Joe Biden.
President Joe Biden.
If you played this song to Joe Biden, he would like he would just explode.
What's going on, guys? I'm Speedy, and the name of this show is 360 with Speedy, and today I am joined by the sitting 46th President of the United States, President Joe Biden. What's up, man? How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
I'm incredibly honored. I've heard that you've never had a drink in your life. Is this true?
That's true. I may be Irish, but the only Irish never met has never had a drink.
Ever? Well,
Ever.
This is straight vodka here for us, so we can just get
Well,
comfortable.
that's why I brought along tea.
Nah, I'm just playing. I'm playing.
teasing.
We'll move quick because we don't have that much time. But President Biden, you're getting up there, man. 81 years old. You'll be 82 at the time of the inauguration if you're reelected, 86 at the end of that presidential term. Some people are concerned that maybe you shouldn't be in this race. Are you 100% undoubtedly running for reelection?
1,000%.
1,000%. Why?
You got to finish the job.
Damn, we came out of the gate swinging, by the way. Yo, my boy Speedy. Respect.
Yeah, that's mean.
Yeah.
I just always wonder how the media team works behind
Bro,
the
he
scenes.
did not hold back. This is no Chuck Todd, okay? He just went, you're old. What's up with that?
Surely they would have vetted all the questions.
Yeah, they did, for sure.
So they thought, like, Biden can handle this 1,000%.
Yeah, no. They let him. So this is a technique where the PR team will allow hard questions to make it seem like this is a
Real interview,
unbiased
yeah.
and very fair interview. And all of those questions are designed with answers in mind already. He already knows what he's gonna say to these questions. Like, I don't think there's gonna be anything that's unscripted in this. Like, I don't think there's anything that's like out of pocket here.
Look, For the longest time, I was either told I was too young because I got elected to the Senate as the second youngest man in history of the Senate.
In 1804.
Dude, that literally was more than 50 years ago. That's not the flex, man. That actually is probably one of the worst ways to answer this question, because like you're trying to cast doubt on the fact that you're old as shit, right? Like, don't remind people that you ran for office at a time when like there were segregationists in office. You know what I mean? Like how old is Speedy? I know for a fact Joe Biden's been in office longer than Speedy's been alive. You know what I mean?
To get elected, and that I'm too old. But what hopefully I've demonstrated with age comes a little wisdom. I've gotten, I'm presumptuous to say this, but I got more done than almost any president has in one term. And we got more to do. And, you know, Donald Trump, I think, is, I said from the beginning when I ran in 2020, that he's a real danger to the country, to our democracy. But I didn't plan on running, because when in 2020, when Barack asked me to be vice president, I joined him, which is a great honor. And but after that, I became a professor at the University of Pennsylvania. In the meantime, my son, who was the Attorney General of the state of Delaware, was in the National Guard. He was the Attorney General of the state, elected, and he was one of the most fit guys in his unit, and ended up with stage 4 glioblastoma. So I didn't want any part of running, and wasn't going to do it until I watched on television what happened down in Charlottesville.
Yeah.
And when Trump said, when it was asked, what, you know, this young woman was, what do you think about this? He said, I think there are good people on both sides.
Yep.
That's when I decided I was going to run.
You said yesterday at the press conference that you would only.
Isn't that before his son?
Wait, when did he?
Or is it after? Or wait, when? Oh no, his son died in 2015. You're right. No, that's after. His son in 2015. Charlottesville definitely after that. He also personally said, I wasn't gonna run in 2020 because like my son hit, but his son hit at that point 5 years ago. And the reason why he didn't run in 2016 was because of his son. I'm pretty sure, because I think he misspoke and was talking about 2016. I know he did. I think he did misspeak. To be fair, he also did say run as VP in 2020. So he's mixing his dates up. No, chat. Biden literally said 2020 by accident, and Hasan is making fun of that. Exactly. Well, not even making fun of that, trying to make sense of it. It might come across like I'm making fun of an old man again, but it's like I am actually trying to make sense of why he's saying some of the things that he's saying.
Only drop out if the polls showed, quote, no way to win. What have those conversations with Vice President Kamala Harris been like? Do you feel as if she's up for the challenge?
Oh, I think she is. She's first rate. I wouldn't have picked her otherwise. And she was a hell of a prosecutor. She was a great senator. And she's first rate. And I think she's qualified.
One of the biggest criticisms of your presidency has been inflation. Ironically enough, the shoes that I'm wearing right now are called the Air Force One. They used to be $90. Now they're $115. A dozen eggs cost $4 now. Who's to say that if you were reelected, these pair of shoes right here wouldn't cost $130, or a dozen eggs wouldn't cost $8?
Every major economist in the world, 16 Nobel laureates on the economy, said I've done an incredible job. It was 9% when I got it. It's down to 3%. It's going to go down to 2%. We have the strongest economy in the world. We still have to focus on the cost of things that matter to people. Corporate greed has increased. You know, before the pandemic, you had...
This, in my opinion, is his best argument. I mean, it's a really hard argument to make to Americans. And I think Biden is just completely incapable of making the argument due to his like physical limitations. But it quite literally is to just turn the conversation entirely on corporations. It's called greedflation. Corporate greed taking advantage of the COVID-related logistical problems that created a limitation in supply, and then they kept that limitation as though there are serious like underlying problems. You don't have to say it like that. You could just say corporate greed is the reason why prices have stayed up. Prices went up during COVID, and then corporations turning record high profits chose to keep the prices up. Turn the blame on corporations, but pose nothing to do about it. I mean, he could say we're going to institute We're going to institute some semblance of price checks, or we're going to go after the worst offenders. He can say he has gone after the worst offenders. He can say he like did this to the oil and gas industry, and that's a monopoly completely outside of his control to a certain degree. What did you get? Really hot sushi.
The corporate profits have
sushi.
doubled since the pandemic. And it's time there's an end to it. I mean, it's just greed. And so I've been working really hard.
What? Biden will never be able to win the bringing costs down argument because that would be deflation. Everyone knows that's not how that works. You are literally insane if you think everyone knows how that's not how that works. No, you know that's not how that works. Many people have never even broached that conversation on those terms. As a matter of fact, when people at the New York Times and everywhere else are talking about how inflation has actually gotten under control, many Americans still don't understand why prices are still so high. Okay? What do you mean? No, he should literally say, I'm bringing prices down, Jack. And also, there are aspects of the economy where deflation is good. Okay? Central Committee is absolutely correct. Where is he at? He said we need house prices to deflate. You're absolutely, completely, 100% correct. Like, so I don't even think that that's necessarily a bad thing across the board. Anyway.
It makes sure everything from a dozen eggs to your shoes cost less. I mean, there's things we can do to control. And you have outfits like Walgreens and the major food distributors in America now saying they're cutting prices.
Yeah, Target was one as well.
And so I think we're moving in the right direction. And by the way, everybody said we could never do what we did in the economy. We have the strongest economy in the world.
It's hard to tell a person in middle America that we have the strongest economy when they're going to buy a loaf of bread and they feel like that price has increased. You're attributing economists, but just to the everyday person who's just going to work every day.
That's the household I grew up in. My dad used to have an expression, a job's a lot more than a paycheck. It's about about your dignity, respect, what you have at the end of the month. And the fact of the matter is, I grew up in a household, a split-level home with a development that was 38 homes, built the same homes, with 4 kids and a grandpa living with us. And so we didn't have anything left at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And it's all about giving people, prices are coming down. They got more to go. And again, I think I have the authority with Congress will be cooperative. I think you're going to see gas prices come down a little bit more. I think you're going to see the idea that we're going to be able to deal with rent, we're going to be able to deal with housing, and we have to move. I mean, look at what's happened with healthcare. Look what happened in education. I was able to forgive the debt for 5 million people, college debt, but the court tried to stop me, and I found a way to do it. But it's a constant struggle, and we have to move in the direction of giving average working class people a shot and young people a shot.
For sure.
By the way, more young people got to start businesses because I provided money for them to start the businesses than ever before. More young people got started and been able to move what they did in terms of jobs and opportunities and wages. Wages are outstripping inflation now. But there's more to do. And again, it relates to corporate greed.
For sure. At the end of his presidency, former President Trump pardoned some hip-hop artists, Lil Wayne, Kodak Black. He seems to have an allegiance from musical artists, particularly in hip-hop. Why do you think that is?
Well,
Don't say they're gangsters and thugs like Donald Trump or some This is a dangerous question, okay? With perhaps very dangerous answers.
I'm not sure he has that allegiance, number one. Number two, if you look at his record in terms of African Americans and minorities, it's abysmal the way he handled everything. And but the answer is, I don't know if he has hip-hop artists that are supportive of him. But I know that I got started in politics because of the African American community. When I was a kid, I was a young man in high school and college. My state was segregated by law. I got involved in the movement, and the reason I got elected when I was 29 from a very modest background was because of the black community. Every election that I ran, and whether it was an on year or off year, I got over 90% of the black vote, and the number of folks participating didn't slow down because it didn't reduce. So look, Trump. No, I shouldn't.
Someone needs to tell him he can't do that no more, bro. Just stop giving up. Just say unhinged shit. I think it's better. I think it might literally be better if he just doesn't give up and just starts saying crazy shit, okay? I'm not even kidding, bro. Like you can't cut yourself off with the anyway, dude.
The number of folks participating didn't slow down because it didn't reduce. So
I swear, just commit to whatever you're about to say. That is like the most insane thing. He could be saying some like, yeah, Donald Trump actually is a Ku Klux Klan wizard. I know because I'm in it. I'm in the Klan. I would rather prefer him say something that he hallucinated, okay, than anyway, and then just stop. It makes him look even more like a doddering old fool, okay? Donald Trump always says unhinged. Okay, always. He just goes off on tangents. He talks about like what would happen if he was in an electric boat with a battery and like there's a shark attack and the boat is capsizing, and whether the battery would electrocute him if he jumped in the water or the shark would eat him if he jumped in the water. What does he prefer? That's an insane thing to say, okay? Except the reality is like people pay attention to that and they think, "Oh, that's kind of funny." People love it, okay? Joe Biden literally just cuts himself short from saying like something unhinged, but that makes him look worse. Anyway, that sucks. Okay.
Look, Trump.
Did he actually talk about that? Yes. That story that I described to you is a classic Trump yapper, grade A yapper moment. Yes. He talks about how he went to a shipyard and how his uncle was in MIT. So he has like, through osmosis, developed certain theories. And that's why he's the most brilliant person.
No one's ever asked the question.
No one's ever asked this question before, sir. The guy at the shipyard said to him when he brought up this hypothetical about how electric batteries would cause you to get electrocuted if they were placed inside of ships, not knowing that there are electric batteries or even nuclear batteries inside of ships already. Oh my God, no one should tell Trump that there's like literal nukes inside of the ships. Oh my God, what will he say when he finds out? The N-word! Someone told me they got the N-word inside of the ships. We've got to put a stop to them, folks. I was on a submarine with a giant electric battery on the bottom with 126 cells. No one tell him. Yeah, like he thinks that electric batteries on ships is like a new phenomenon.
There are some people who've made their mind up and they've decided that they are voting for former President Trump. What do you say to those people?
Lots of luck in your senior year. Come on. Look.
You say Trump's
what has
got
he
the young
done
vote?
for the youth of America?
What? Wait. Lots of luck in your senior year? Wait, what does that mean? What the does that mean? Is he trying to say that it's like it's a joke? No, but like what is he trying to say that they're kids? Is that what he's saying? Like he's like lost the youth vote to Donald Trump? Because if he's trying to say they're kids, then like he's openly admitting it's something you'd write in a yearbook. Biden had a sick bird in his State of the Union speech. Lots of luck explaining it. It's from his folksy informal lexicon. Back in the 1990s, he used to tell the story meeting Slobodan Milosevic, the Serbian leader responsible for ethnic cleansing in the Balkans.
Might have to come back to this.
He asked me what I thought of him, and I told him then I thought he was a damn war criminal and he should be tried as such, Biden said in his speech on the Senate floor. Now he's definitely illegally voting. No, I'm just kidding. He's illegally voting for Trump now. What's Trump's statement? Slobodan was a bad guy. A damn war criminal. He looked at me and like I said, lots of luck in your senior year. Did not faze him a bit.
He's that evil.
He used the phrase
He
again.
probably said the same thing to Netanyahu, actually.
Biden used the phrase again in 1997. Most recently, though, the day after the midterm elections, in November, Republicans will control the House of Representatives. Biden was asked about impending investigations into his family. His response, lots of luck in your senior year, as my coach used to say. Biden said, going on to explain that he thinks American people would rather see politicians addressing daily concerns like inflation.
We've got this book that we picked up in North Korea about...
I know Milosevic was a bad guy, bro. Shut up.
We got this book in North Korea about Kim Jong-un and it lists all of the jokes he's ever made and when he made them. It's like very similar energy from NPR right now.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. This made me more confused. Like in the practical application of this, like
all three
response.
situations
They're
are
like
very different.
Genuinely different circumstances where he's saying it. And it's like, are they trying to tailor this around like a catchphrase? Like that's his catchphrase? Is that what it is? Because it like doesn't apply in the same way. Even linguists were puzzled by the phrase. Folks, they're saying a phrase so bold, even linguists are trapped in a puzzle. What does that even mean? Like he just came up with his own phrase that he just applies willingly in circumstances that make no sense if you know the context of it. And if you apply it in like all the different situations where he's used it, it makes even less sense. This article is supposed to give me insight into why he's using that phrase here. And yet,
only known in one coach's sphere of influence.
His coach meant it literally, Lamau. Yeah. They say old people regress in age. No, I just like, I genuinely don't. It's an inside joke. Yeah, between him and his coach that 1994. His coach at 1987. Now that he's dead, no one else knows. Only Biden knows. It's a secret that he's holding close to his chest. He said it because he thought the question was about young voters, but the interviewer didn't understand anything about young voters. The interview didn't say anything about young voters. Yeah,
They said people who were committed to voting for Trump.
Because it didn't reduce. Oh, I shouldn't. Anyway.
There are some
Trump. So look, Trump. Oh, I shouldn't. Anyway.
What? Oh, that was so much worse than I remember.
yeah. Never mind. Anyway, Kaya, place. You know.
I'm gonna get rid of this stuff.
Yeah, throw out all your stuff. Oh, also, do you want this? This is pide. It's a little old, but
Oh, it's just the bread?
yeah. No. But it's 2 for 1, so now you have 2 of the disgusting sushi that you will have inevitably later, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's America. Welcome to America. It's called freedom. I explained it if you want to know. Because after the football game, coaches go to the other team and say, good luck to the seniors. Thus, good luck on your senior years. How about good luck at the top of the hour to all of the chatters who are not subscribed? A phrase that only people in this community understand, okay? How about good luck to you if you're unsubscribed at the top of the hour because a 3-minute ad break is coming? How about we describe that for a second, okay? There are more people who understand that reference, especially when it's applied in this regard, okay, than the number of people that you can count on one hand that understand Biden's practical application to the term. Anyway, like I said, though, the 3-minute ad break is upon us. If you no longer want to see those ads, Meth Surfy, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you, Meth Surfy. Allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads. Biden's battle box. Thank you. Biden's battle box for the 5-tier gifted subs. Many people don't want to see the ads at the top of the hour, but they don't know that they can subscribe for $5. Well, $6 now because I did the inflation. It up. Here's a 3-minute ad break now. What? AkaBD. Thank you for the 20 gifted subs.
Wait, did you work out what it meant?
Yeah, college football. Not college football. Sorry. Like football coaches say, good luck on your senior year to the players in the opposing team to like own them, to be like, yeah, you're cooked. We just defeated you, and you're not going to a good college. Like you're not going to be able to get into. You're not going to be able to get into the NFL, or you're not going to be able to get into the NCAA. Like you're not going to get into a Division I state or something. I mean, a Division I school, right? I think that's what it is. Right?
And his coach said that to him.
What? I guess I don't know. Toothpick or Zin? Oh, you want a Zin? You're a Zinfidel, dude.
Grab the seat.
That's gonna kill. I'm not giving you a 6er. Anyway, I like that we have been trying for the past like 15 minutes to understand what he meant by it, and yet like in this application, it still doesn't make sense. Okay?
There are some people who've made their mind up and they've decided that they are voting for former President Trump. What do you say to those people?
Lots of luck in your senior year. Come on. Look, what has he done for the youth of America? What has he done?
Like, he's now talking about the youth vote, right? Like, the interviewer didn't ask him about, what do you think about the youth that are saying they might vote for Trump? Yeah, and then he's like owning the youth by being like, yeah, you guys are stupid and young. What do you know?
He says he's elected, he's going to get rid of the ability to forgive student debt. What has he done for education? He wants to eliminate the Department of Education. What has he done when he was president? Tell me. What has he done to help the young people in America? What has he done to deal with racism? What has he done to deal with the fact that you had the way in which African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans are treated? I mean, what has he done?
Your stance and support for Israel.
Yeah, I don't think Speedy's going to pop off and be like, well, here are the things that he has done, sir. Like, it's good question. I ask another question in retaliation to you. And if you can't answer, I win.
Israel has been unwavering. During the debate, you said that we are the biggest producer of support for Israel of anyone in the world. You also said that we're providing Israel with all the weapons they need and when they need them. Back in April, $26 billion in aid was sent or was approved to be sent to Israel. Why?
I said defensive weapons. I denied them offensive weapons that they were using.
Yeah.
So
Dude, you don't understand. You don't understand. Okay. Defensive weapons, as in, like, Israel has a right to defend itself. So obviously, all the weapons that I'm sending to Israel, they're using defensively against Palestinian babies. Okay. You don't understand. Guys, it's not that complicated. Okay. These are defensive 500-pound bombs that defensively drop on top of mosques, schools, hospitals, and the like. They are being defensively deployed. It might come across like it's an offensively deployed weapon, but it's actually a defensive genocide. Israel told me that they have to do a genocide, or else there might be an even scarier genocide that happens to them. And I thought to myself,
an offensive one.
Yeah,
I don't even want to picture that. An offensive genocide.
Dude, I know. Thank God that Israel's doing a premeditated defensive genocide, because the alternative is so much worse.
It's so offensive how libs have to dress this up, and like they have to kind of understand that something wrong's happening, but like, you know, we're doing the ethical thing. It's just like, just be honest, dude. Like it's so patronizing.
Well, that's the reason why, like, Donald Trump performs better on polls when asked the question, like, when voters are asked a question like, who would be better on Israel, Donald Trump has like a 20-point margin on Biden, which is crazy. Okay.
Since they're going to be doing the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
2,000-pound bombs and the rest, because I made it real clear. They cannot use weapons that we provide them to, in fact, use in civilian areas. And that's why I put together this plan.
My question, though, is why?
Oh, yeah. They consider 2,000 pounds defensive weapons because they're designated to be used against Iran or Hezbollah. So it's not his fault Israel's using them in Gaza. The State Department has unironically made that argument.
Wait. So it's defensive when it's used against Iran.
Yeah.
And offensive when it's used at home. But it's used anyway.
Thank you. You understand.
Okay.
You got it. Yeah. Drop them on Tehran, Jack. That's what I say. Melt Iran to the ground. Glass Iran. That's what I keep saying. Dahia. Dahia doctrine. You know what Dahia means? It means dead Lebanese babies. And that's all right. That's defensive.
That's defense. Yeah. He's also like privately very upset at Netanyahu.
Yeah. I told him, come to God. I told him to come to Jesus. I said, join the right side, Christianity. That's what I told him. Because if you were doing a Christian genocide, that would be a little bit easier for my
to sell offensive weapons. I could give you nukes for that.
Yeah.
Why is your and United States at the current moment support for Israel so strong?
Look, Israel.
I don't know.
If there weren't an Israel, every Jew in the world would be at risk.
Why are you saying that? You have the same number of Jews living here as Israel. Like more, actually, until recently. Okay? Why are you saying that? You're the president of the United States of America, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. Say that. That's like a threat, dude. It's like, yeah.
They're gone. We're
Yeah, listen, if it wasn't for Israel, I'd be killing all the Jews here, okay? Listen, Jack. Israel's the only reason why I care about the Jews here in America, all right?
Christ.
Like, that's such a wild fucking thing to say, dude. If it weren't for Liberia, not a single black would be free in this country. Because, yeah, that's right. I've been doing hate crimes on a daily basis. You can't say that. It's such a dumb fucking take. Oh, my God.
Every Jew in the world be at risk. And so there's a need for it to be strong and a need for Israel to...
Wait, if it wasn't for Israel,
risk. And
the world would be at
so
risk.
every Jew in the world be at risk.
Oh.
Every Jew in the world be at risk. And so there's a need for it to be strong and a need for Israel to be able to have, after World War II, the ability for Jews to have a place that was their own. Well, you don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist. And the Zionist is about whether or not Israel is a safe haven for Jews because of
Yeah,
And anti-Zionist wants Israel to be unsafe for Jews.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah, no,
that's
the
goal.
irony, of course, is that, like, Israel is demonstrably unsafe for everyone, not just Jews. So, like what are you honestly sitting across from this man and being like, no, dude, you don't understand. Israel's like Judeo-supremacist ethno state that is currently trying to open up a two-front war with Hezbollah, its northern neighbor in Lebanon, okay, is actually keeping Jews in Israel way safer than like a Jewish dude in fucking Manhattan. Like, really? Jews are less safe in Manhattan or in like West Hollywood, Los Angeles, California, than they are in like northern Israel? What kind of fucking dumb take is this? Oh my
Oh,
God.
apparently Archbishop is talking at the RNC right now.
I am not gonna fucking link up.
Oh, I thought it was the Greek guy. No, never mind.
I'm not gonna listen to the Archbishop speak truths about the Ottoman Empire. I'm scared. I'm scared of what he will say.
their history of how they've been persecuted.
Are you a Zionist?
Yes. Now you'll be able to make a lot out of it because some people don't know what a Zionist is. Do you know what a Zionist is?
I just ask questions, I don't answer.
By the way,
Nice.
He's like, I'm gonna own you in the marketplace of ideas. I bet you don't know what a Zionist is. I am one. That's so awkward, bro. What the fuck? Bro, he cooked. That's crazy.
I'm the guy that did more for the Palestinian community than anybody. I'm the guy that opened up all the assets. I'm the guy that made sure that I got the Egyptians to open the border to let goods through. Medicine.
That didn't happen. Wait, what?
Yeah. Which, by the way, that Egyptian border is currently controlled by Israel. They literally killed Egyptian soldiers in the process of taking over the Philadelphia corridor, which is besides the point. But like, I like that he's saying like, I've done more for the Palestinians than anybody else. Like, while you've also killed more Palestinians than previous American presidents have, which is unique. Like, that is genuinely an impressive feat.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of Israeli ingenuity that they were able to do that much with defensive weapons.
Yeah.
You know, takes a lot to turn a defensive weapon into.
They turned the
into a
desert
weapon of war.
They turned the desert into what is it? What do they say? They made
garden?
the desert balloon. Yeah, they turned the desert into a garden, and they turned Gaza into a parking lot, which is super sick. It's so cool. He didn't say in a good way. Yeah, he's done the most. You're right. He didn't specify that he's done the most for the Palestinian people. Like, I've killed the most Palestinians out of any American president, Jack, which is crazy. Think about that. Think about that. He literally did kill more Palestinians than even fucking Donald Trump. Like, he's killed more Palestinians than any previous president. Anyway, a Zionist just really likes states' rights. States' rights, but in the Middle East, Zionism just means promoting democracy, bro. Yeah.
and food but what's happening is, and I'm the guy that's been able to pull together the Arab states to agree to help the Palestinians with food and shelter. I'm the guy, and so it's not. I mean, I've been I have been very supportive.
They're not calling me genocide Joe. It's generous Joe.
No pride and generosity.
Yeah. No, dude, every time he talks about Israel, I'm pretty sure he loses like 10,000 people under the age of 35. Like 10,000 new people under the age of 35 are like, oh, I'm not voting for this guy. Fuck this dude. Holy shit, he is so fucking annoying and cruel. Joe's Arafat. Maybe it's for the best that this interview only has 12,000 views. Well, too late. They put it out there, and now I'm watching to a much larger audience than this interview was supposed to go to. Okay.
Support of the Palestinians. But Hamas are a bunch of thugs. Hamas is not worthy to. I was over there about 8 days after the massacre. Saw photographs of mothers and daughters being tied in a rope together and carried.
Well,
he's still lying about this. Bro, that's not real. That didn't happen.
trust me.
Bro, why is
saw
he
them.
still... This never happened, dude. That's not a real thing that happened. He is lying about this. Why does nobody in his fucking inner circle tell him, don't say that, Joe? That didn't happen. It makes you look like a fucking weirdo.
No, he's just seen stuff we haven't seen.
Seen porn of the head and them burned to death. Nothing's happened like that since the Holocaust. And it's just not appropriate.
By the
Bro, that's... Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's not a thing you saw, man. You didn't see that. Like, you did not see that. Why is he still lying about this? I can't... Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Oh my fucking Lord. He's still doing like the Hamas is evil and they're bad. They're thugs. That's why Israel had to kill 40,000 Palestinians, the majority women and children. That's why Israel had to defensively kill them with our defensive weapons. He did see it. He sees things now. This is the kind of shit old people do all the time. Dude, this is why I always tied back Biden's senility to like how dangerous this is. Because like when you're the fucking president, especially speaking out on like foreign policy that is so far removed from like American consciousness by design, they believe you, okay? That's why when he said he saw the beheaded babies, like that shit was in the news for like weeks, okay?
It's such a weird PR campaign to like have these photos and not show anyone. Like just show the president and have him be like, yeah, trust me.
That is actually terrifying. Oh yeah, you're showing me the Trump shoe thing. Okay, anyway. Oh my Lord. My grandma is 85 and has dementia. 4 years ago, she sounded like him. Now she doesn't recognize the lawn of the house she's lived in for over 65 years. Genocide denial is mainstream when it comes to slaughter Palestinians. Yes, but that you're absolutely correct on this, okay? And it does suit, and it did suit the purpose of Zionists when he did lie like that. When he fucking came out and was like, I don't trust the Hamas health ministry numbers.
that was so fun.
People still fucking go with that, okay? It's just genocide denial 101, right? It's like pretty basic to do that sort of thing. Except this is not 9 months ago. This is not 10 months ago, okay? People have seen what has happened to Gaza. People have seen what has happened to the Palestinians. People have seen what has happened to people that want to help the Palestinians, like the World Central Kitchen. Like white people are being ruthlessly slaughtered, okay, by Israel. So at this point, 10 months in, when he's still talking about some shit he definitely didn't see, people are going to be like, oh, dude, he's just making it up. Like he's just still making this shit up because he's fucking brain dead. It's wild because his administration, his staffers have been like, hey, by the way, that's not real. We didn't show him that.
I mean, surely they're telling him to keep saying it. You think he's just riffing?
I think
like
I
this
don't know.
whole thing's
I think
scripted. It's like
I think that the kerosene line he's brought up a couple times, but I think he's just off doming it. He's top doming that.
measure of your support for Israel, why would a Muslim or an Arab American vote for you for re-election?
Same reason why Arab Americans in the region support me. The same reason why, because it's the best way to keep peace, the best way to put things together, to make sure that there is a two-state solution in the region. And I've been a strong supporter of that. And everything I've done has been, I've gotten significant support from Arab countries.
Are you talking about Saudi Arabia exclusively? Like who's
Dude,
this base?
it doesn't even matter because that's literally a verbatim Trump line. Okay. Yeah. All of these countries that are vassal, like all these countries that are client states for the United States of America, their leadership, albeit at odds with their people, are in agreement with me. That is the Trump line, the Abraham Accords. I did it. I did the Abraham Accord. Like, that's it. The entire point of that supposed peace solution with Trump's, signature foreign policy accomplishment was the Abraham Accords. The entire issue with that was it completely sidestepped the Palestinians. They did not exist. They were not even an afterthought in the conversation. That is precisely the reason why October 7th happened. Okay? 46 President Joseph R. Biden. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Stop calling me out. This video is AI. I have had just about enough of your crap. I'm not even kidding. This is the last straw. The last straw. Your channel will be extinguished by tonight with this shenanigans nonsense. This is your last chance to stand down, bucko. Joseph Robinette Biden. He's here. He's in the chat. Thank you for your support, sir.
And the region as well.
He's going to put me in the battle box.
Look, the idea here is that, for example, I got a call from the Saudis. They want to fully recognize Israel. In return, if the United States will give them a guarantee that they will provide weapons if they're attacked by other.
No, the real fucking dynamic here is that he's going to give the Saudis nukes. No, literally, he will build, which was another Trump era policy, by the way. He will build the Saudi nuclear program as long as Saudi Arabia recognizes, like he said, if you help us in this process, if you continue being on our side, you'll get nukes.
They're Arab nation, the one just around the corner, and that we'd allow them to. We would put a civilian nuclear facility there. We'd operate our military. We'd operate it so they can move away from fossil fuels. That's a big game changer in the whole region. I've worked with El Sisi of Egypt. I've worked with the King of Jordan as a friend. So I've been able to work with the Arab countries very well. And I don't have a prejudiced bone in my body. The Arabs are good people. They need help now. They need help.
Immigration is what many consider a big issue in America right now. During the debate, former President Trump said that immigrants...
Dude, that was disastrous. His foreign policy when it comes to Russia is like at least somewhat competent. Like he knows how to say the lines. But when it comes to Arabs, he's so far removed from like seeing that part of the world as like real human beings, with the exception of Israel, of course. Like those are the only real humans there, that he just like, he doesn't even have a coherent through line there. It's wild. Like that was genuinely psychotic.
Wait, he said Arab Americans in the region?
Yeah, he did. He said Arab Americans in the region. Yeah.
Are coming into our country and taking black jobs.
It's kind of amazing Saudi Arabia doesn't have a nuclear power plant. Yugoslavia had one 40 plus years ago.
Did we?
I don't know.
I don't know that.
Yugoslav engineering. I'm gonna believe it.
We had nuclear power? Am I an idiot? I bring up every possible thing to praise Yugoslavia. If I miss this...
Oh my God. Yeah.
I'm a dumb guy.
You don't know. Oh, because
Slovenia.
Oh, dude, it's outside of your field of interest, dude. It's Croatian. And
no, that's just the language.
It's okay. It's in Slovenia. Joint venture by Slovenia and Croatia.
They're Yugoslavs.
You won't
They're
let
Yugoslavs.
You won't let fucking Croatia have one W except for Tito. That's it. It started and ended with Tito. Nothing else.
No, the record you got me. She's cool. Josipa Lisac's, kind of cool sometimes.
The plan is a Tulu Westinghouse pressurized water reactor. I can't believe you didn't even know this. I can't believe you didn't know this shit, bro.
I fucked up.
That's crazy. Rimac Nevera, Croatia made. Rimac Automobili.
I mean, we made cars. We made lots of nice cars.
You go. And now they're continuing that tradition. Colinda's Titties, Croatia made. What?
Oh, that's pretty good. That's the ex-prime minister. Giant movies.
Rimac is from Bosnia, actually. Damn.
In your opinion, what is a black job?
A black job is the same as a white job, the same as any other job. But you know what he means by black job.
What does he
mean?
He
means menial labor. That's what he thinks. He thinks he's going to sell golden shoes, sneakers, and that's somehow. Look, he has no notion.
Whoa. My opponent believes this very racist thing I'm about to say.
Yeah.
You'd be clipped so hard
You
for
blacks love your shoes.
that. Golden sneakers.
But not Trump shoes.
No notion at all what constitutes. I mean, the idea that there'd be support for him and talking about how they're taking black jobs. They're not taking. Look, there's a reason why we are the most advanced.
Bro, the past couple of days of like discourse being around Donald Trump almost being assassinated was kind of good for Joe, I think.
Yeah.
It really took the wind out of the sails of like Joe Biden is demented. And he's still doing that fucking Lester Holt interview in a couple hours, by the way. In an hour and a half, we're going to be watching him uninterrupted with Lester Holt on NBC. That shit is going to suck. Okay.
I think pulling their ads wasn't about the assassination attempt. It was just a way to stop him from talking. It's just, let's cut our losses. Thank God.
The real conspiracy is that he did put out the hit so that they would shut the fuck up about how old he is.
Could an old guy do this?
Dude, it's crazy because it's like, this is the puffiest of puff pieces you can get. It's at Complex. It literally had 12,000 views in 4 hours. Then we started watching it and immediately shot up to 18,000 views. And like it did not have to this did not have to happen. Okay.
But also like
this did not have to happen.
The Democrats sort of looked at this cut, right? And been like, yeah, this is appropriate.
It's the best we're going to get. They're like, it's the best we're going to get. Fire it off.
Advanced nation in the world, the most progressive nation in the world, why our economy is the biggest. We're the only nation in the world that isn't xenophobic. Why is India? Why are all these other countries not doing better?
Do you feel like there's no xenophobia in America?
There is xenophobia, but not our policy. Not on me is not.
He just did the
earlier. He did say that. Earlier, he did literally say that like Jews are just not safe in America, and now he's like, but we're not xenophobic. I mean, there's a little bit of xenophobia.
We're the only country in the world that is
only
xenophobic.
Country in the Oh my God!
Look at India.
There's xenophobia in America because look what I did when we worked out a deal with a bipartisan deal to change the relationship and the regulations relative to the border, and it was Republican and Democrat, and I supported it. Trump got on the phone and called people and said, don't do it because it'll make Biden look good and me look bad. So that's when I took executive action. Took executive action working with the president of Mexico. Guess what? The number of people seeking to come into the country is down lower than it was.
Okay, this is Biden continuing another Trump policy. I'm losing my mind. Most of the things that he mentioned in terms of foreign policy, because they didn't talk about Ukraine, is just verbatim carbon copy, 1-to-1 Donald Trump's policies. It's Donald Trump's immigration policy. It's Donald Trump's policy on Israel that he's now taking credit for. What the fuck is going on? Both of these things are unpopular, okay? The way that Donald Trump dealt with it was so unpopular that you won the election. You won the election. You ran against them on his right-wing reactionary anti-immigrant sentiment. Why are you somehow bragging? Why are you somehow bragging that like less immigrants is good actually?
At any time when he was president. And guess what? The same thing is happening where our economy is growing because we have 10,000 people, women or men, married to an American citizen, been here 10 years.
Subcommandante Cutie, thank you for the 50 gifted subs. Thank you. 50 woke radicals will no longer see ads at the top of the hour or in the middle of the hour. There's a 1 minute ad break, but that's a secret. A secret between you and I and the 50 people that just got gifted subs.
The green card. I changed that. That's one of the reasons. And anyway, I could go on, but.
I asked this question in an effort to show the younger generation that we have to coexist. So in the event that former President Trump wins this election, what is something that you feel he will do well?
I'm not being facetious. I can't think of a single thing. I'm serious. Think of what his
He just named two policies that he ripped off of him.
Objective is. It is totally anti-democratic. He says that he wants to be a dictator on day one. He means it. He says he will not recognize the outcome of the next election. He made up, I beat him by 7 million votes, and he went to, I think, 20 appeals to the court, all the way to the Supreme Court. Not one court said there was a single scintilla of evidence that he had. And what did he do then? January 6th, he got up and he encouraged people to go up and riot. Policemen were killed.
The worst part is that attacking to the right on immigration strat was tried under Obama, and it led to record Dem wipeouts in 2010 and 2014. When they attacked left on immigration in 2018, it led to huge wins. Yeah, one of the worst aspects of that, though, is that when is the DACA program instituted? Hold on. When did it originally start? What the fuck? 2012. So in the original calculation, Democrats under Barack Obama used to do this classic Democratic Party thing where they would at least get like some good policies in order. And then they'd be like, I'm the deporter in chief, but I also did DACA, right? Deferred action on childhood arrivals is a good is a objectively good program. It's obviously not, it's obviously still pretty inhumane overall if you know the actual details of the process, like what DACA, what DACA recipients have to go through in an effort to like maintain their immigration status, which is always in limbo. By the way, they can't leave the fucking country. They can't get anything in their criminal record. They have to have good, they have to go to college. They have to get good scores. Like, it's pretty crazy across the board with a 90% approval rating for getting all of those dreamers amnesty. Okay. You have to pay. Yeah. You have to pay to submit renewal, all this shit. Now, having said that, at least DACA was supposed to be a push and a pull, right? Barack Obama was like, we're going to do mass apprehensions, but we're also going to do DACA. This time around, the Democrats don't even have a pull on their side. This time around, the only thing that Biden did was put forward a straightforward right-wing immigration bill, anti-immigrant immigration bill that the Republicans had written, the Republicans had sponsored, the Republicans had authored, that got good marks from the CBP union before Donald Trump chirped about it. Like, he just put forward a right-wing immigration bill with nothing in return. He didn't even ask for like some kind of continuation for DACA. He didn't ask for amnesty for DACA. He just straight up only went forward with a pure right-wing, white nativist, anti-migrant immigration bill. Okay? My fiance's on DACA. You don't need to go to college. Just graduate high school. Oh, sorry. I thought I thought you had to go to college for DACA. And it's crazy. It's crazy because it was simply to show how hypocritical the right wing is on immigration and that they care about it as a talking point. And just to be able to get that moral high ground, he basically caved and capitulated on the right wing framing on immigration being a problem with national security and not necessarily an economic problem that could be solved through better mechanisms of processing, through a more tolerant, more understanding approach to immigration. That's wild. That's wild. That is a wild defeat in both policy and in politics.
Still, people were wounded. People were hurt. The place was smashed up. They were hanging. Anyway, what did he do? He sat there in the dining room off of the Oval Office, watched it for 3 hours, didn't say a damn thing. And now he says if he loses, there'll be a bloodbath? Name me a president in American history said anything like that. One in all of American history. Name me one.
I asked this because it's a question that I've asked every guest that's ever been on the show. A quick Google search shows that your net worth is $10 million. Is that accurate?
I don't think so, but they're talking about the possibility. For 36 years, I was the poorest man in the United States Congress. 36 years.
You were the poorest man?
Poorest man of all 535 members of Congress. Poorest. I didn't feel poor. What I had my salary. It was a decent salary.
What were you making at the time?
I think it was started off at 42,000, ended up at 100 and something.
It's now 176,000 if I'm not mistaken, but it's crazy that he's so old that the congressional salary was 42 grand when he started. It might be even higher than 176,000 now, but like that's how fucking old he is, bro. That's how old he is. Yeah, it hasn't been 176K for years now. Yeah, the only wage that adjusts to inflation is the congressional salary. Okay, let me tell you, that shit adjusts real quick. Surprisingly, nothing else though. Just that. Weird, isn't it?
But look,
like these guys, they always have some issues with offering Americans healthcare, but ain't nobody's discussing whether everyone in Congress, well, at least the senators and the elected representatives get platinum healthcare packages. Nobody's discussing that. That's a given.
I don't think his healthcare is that good.
Wait, it is 174K. Yeah, I was right. I said 176K, but it was 174K. That's right. I was right, Jack. I was right. In 2023 dollars.
After my wife and daughter were killed, I wasn't going to stay in the Senate. But a group of senators, Republican, Democrat, came to me and said, look, stick around. Just stay 6 months. Help us out, organize. I was so stupid I didn't realize they didn't need me to organize. We had elected over 58 Democrats. And we had elected a Democratic governor to appoint a Democrat. But I said, okay. And they probably saved my sanity. But what I realized was I could no more afford child care than fly. No way I could do it. And there's no way I could rent a place in Washington and keep my home in Delaware. So I started to commute every single day. And that's what I did because I couldn't afford to, and I had family. You know, there's so many damn heroes out there. Went through what I went through, don't have family. My sister and her husband sold their home, got out of their apartment, moved in to help me raise my kids. My brother was an old farmhouse I bought. My brother in a little barn fixed it up and lived with me. Took care of my kids.
An old farmhouse.
Dude, the left wing and right wing are both suffering from selective blindness. Midas Touch, for example, puts right wing rhetoric on full blast and call it out, then fully ignore left wing rhetoric. It's like OAN on Newsmax for the left wing. Yeah, that's why I love them, even though I don't agree with them. Yeah, they're awesome. And by the way, no, they're not like OAN, because the reality is, like, even when they put right wing rhetoric on blast, like, what do you want them to do? Like, what would be the parody in this situation? Like, they need to talk about, I don't know, Brandon's fucking tax credits for podcasters proposal or something in, on similar terms. Like, what do you mean? I love Midas Touch. Don't come for Midas Touch. They're like the last vestige of like Bush era liberalism in 2024. Okay.
Every day I drop my kids off at my mom's on the way to school, on their way to school, and so, you know, it's tough for people. That's why, you know, all the programs that I've initiated have saved the government money. Saved the government money. By the prescription drug, taking on drug companies, I've saved $160 billion over 10 years.
Dude, this is 18 minutes. Dude, I'm serious. Every single fucking time he talks, by like the end of the video, he is unwinding, okay? You can watch him deteriorate in real time. He starts off with like, he does that. He still flubs, right? But then by the end of that, and that time frame is like shortening every single time he appears on camera. But like he starts melting down. He's just slowing down. It's like one of those like tin soldiers or whatever that you wind up. And at first it's like, you know, he's a little bit more dynamic, but like by the end of the dial, he's just like,
Years, just by, we're going to save a hell of a lot more. We're in a situation where when you put women, you give women and men who don't.
There ain't no way. Look at his face. By the end of this, he's like, what the fuck is this, bro? This guy's going to be the president? Holy shit.
Have options.
This guy is the president?
For caregiving. Available, it grows the economy. They're able to work. So we're looking at this backwards. And I think if you take a look at what most economists and all mainstream economists are saying about my program. Remember when I got elected? We were going to have a catastrophe. We'd never get out of the hole that Trump left us in, the disaster we had. Well, guess what? We're having a soft landing, as they say. We have the leading company. Now we have to focus on the needs of ordinary middle-class people and poor working folks to be able to go forward everything from your sneakers all the way to eggs and butter and bread.
He brought it up
Well
first,
said.
to be fair.
Mr. President, thank you so much for taking the time. We will 1,000%, in your words, see you on the ballot this November.
Unless I get hit by a train, yeah.
Let's hope that doesn't happen for your safety's concerned.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Not for mine.
Yeah, not for America.
I don't care.
I almost got your ass on Barb Twitter. I was so close. No, I'm not touching Barb Twitter, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, nope. Not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Get the fuck out of here.